These two warriors never met on the field of battle, but today we're gonna rewrite history inside of this computer.
We're gonna figure out who has the best weaponry.
Their whole culture was built around war.
Paganism, it's all paganism. God's plural.
Let's go for the katana, yes.
Perhaps you could even have got 3 or 4 pigs if we'd used their weapon like our broadaxe.
Oh, damn, shot fired by the Viking.
Not mistaken, this is precisely how Vikings nap together, isn't it?
Perfect for cutting wood.
Thank you.
Or dicing humans.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Yo, he took his head off. What the f is going on? The head fell off. The year is 2009, and one of the greatest shows to ever exist is about to be launched.
The Deadliest Warrior.
The premise of the show is very basic. You're gonna pit two opposing forces against each other to find out who the Deadliest Warrior is. On today's episode, Season 1, Episode 2, it's going to be Viking versus Samurai, the savage Scandinavian raider that plundered Europe for almost 1,000 years against the blinding speed and skill of Japan's elite warrior class.
This is the Fight Club, a high-tech battle zone where we've assembled scientists, doctors, and combat experts. Plus, a stunning arsenal of weaponry. We're gathering data for a virtual face-off between two of the greatest warriors ever known. A samurai.
All right, let's break down these stats. The samurai, 5'3", 135 pounds. The samurai, a very small individual. Somebody didn't eat their greens. 5'3", 135. And the gear, relative to their body weight, is a lot. 65 pounds. Man, that's almost half your body weight.
Japan's most disciplined and skilled fighter versus a Viking.
Damn, you know, we hear about Vikings, right? We think of them as being 7'11". We think of them being 300 plus pounds, 5'11", 180. Sounds like Uncle Steve in 8th grade. Also, the gear is very similar, right? 65 pounds, give or take.
To see just how deadly samurai and Vikings are, we'll put their weapons and combat styles to the test.
How's that?
Biomedical scientist and karate black belt.
Dane Cook. Come on, tell me not. Tell me this bioengineer doesn't look exactly like Dane Cook.
Viking or samurai?
These two warriors never met on the field of battle, but today we're gonna rewrite history inside of this computer.
The samurai weapons will be tested by Tetsuro Shigematsu,
Say that name 3 times fast.
a master of Kyoto, Japanese Zen archery. He is a direct descendant of a samurai clan.
The only way to enter the samurai class was to be born into it, and the only way to leave was to die.
The samurai skills will be demonstrated by stuntman and 4-time martial arts black belt, Brett Chan.
The term samurai means to serve. The samurai served the daimyos, and they were the feudal lords in medieval Japan.
The samurai's fighting style was a fusion of the savage and the civilized.
He would find a worthy adversary and continued fighting until he killed him or he was killed himself. Among the pantheon of warriors, the samurai is surely the greatest.
Seems out of character a little bit. He does all this stuff to sacrifice and risk his life in honor of his noble clansmen, and then he screams.
But how will the samurai fare against one of the most powerful and brutal warriors in history?
The samurai has no chance against the Viking.
He's like, it's all fun and games, Japanese man, until the big white boys show up. That's what I'm talking about, when the big white boys show up.
Casey Hendershot.
Casey Hendershot is straight from the Viking clan. He's a beer-chugging motherfucker.
Casey is a professional stuntman and world-class expert with a Viking longsword.
Damn.
Matt Nelson teaches Viking combat techniques. His lineage can be traced to Viking raiders from Denmark.
This harsh environment of freezing cold, howling winds, and icy seas forged these people into iron-hard warriors.
Because where they lived, you really couldn't farm, so they pretty much had to pillage, plunder other areas of Europe.
All right, there we go. I thought they were just bad people for the rape and murder. So what you're telling me is they had to kill these people. Misunderstanding.
The Viking raids, when they dismounted the long ships and charged ashore, were like the Battle of Armageddon. whole horde of screaming, roaring Vikings would sweep through their village, take their women, their children as slaves, burn the village, and they would be gone just as quickly as they came. The Vikings' whole purpose was to die in battle so they could fight alongside their gods. Their whole culture was built around war.
Paganism, it's all pagans, gods plural.
These men are of the devil.
The samurai's primary weapon is the katana. 30 inches of folded steel.
Let's go for the katana. Yes, I love this weapon. Very cool. And the fact that they fold the steel makes it so much more durable. It's only 3 pounds, but it's 30 inches. Short range, you're getting diced up with the katana.
The katana represents perhaps the greatest weapon mankind has ever produced. We have this beautiful diamond-hard edge.
That's pretty good from here.
To measure the legendary speed of the samurai quick draw, Brett sets up 3 rolled mats that represent the limbs of attackers.
3 opponents, 3 Vikings. This here is tatami. This is an equivalent to human bone. So I'm going to attempt to show you a quick draw cutting through 3. High speed ready. Ready?
Get your computers ready. You're gonna need them.
2, 1, go.
There we go. That's the money.
Were you guys happy with the speed?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick calculation here on how fast that was.
Just keep in mind that that gentleman with the afro is already going for the Vikings. He thinks the Vikings are gonna win. So is he completely neutral in this situation, or maybe not so much? I don't know.
3 kills within 296 milliseconds. And our rule of thumb is that it takes a quarter second to perceive that you need to get out of the way.
So that's 3 Vikings.
In less than a third of a second.
Wow. That's a Viking carotid right
There was a
there.
better way to test the true sharpness of the katana, and that was to use it on human bodies.
Calmate, this is a show, baby. This is a show. We're not killing humans on it.
If you were caught stealing, off with a hand.
Okay. Got me
Guilty of
nervous
more
there for a
serious
second.
crime, they'd cut you straight in half.
There you go. Entrails all over the place. Let's go.
If the sword was shown to be capable of cutting straight through a man, then it would be called a one-body blade. Yet in history, we read about 2-body, 3-body, 4-body blades.
Instead of testing on Vikings, the team go for the next best.
I think that's where the phrase "I be catching bodies" came from, right? Because we had a 4-body blade, he was catching 4 bodies. Science. Wow, they brought the piggies out for this. This is gonna be next level. They died for this show. Those pigs died for Deadliest Warrior. That's a 2-body blade right there. Caught 2 bodies.
This man, 2 pigs clean through. Oh, he went right through the bone.
We are such a fucked up species. It's just crazy. He just shoved his blade through 2 dead pigs for entertainment, and the smile on Dane Cook's face. The smile.
Vikings, do you want to take a look at this? There's no resistance. Wow.
It just blew through that body like it was nothing.
Perhaps you could even have got 3 or 4 pigs if we'd used their weapon like our broad axe.
Oh, damn. Shot fired by the Viking. What he basically said is that was made, and the Viking axe would have cut through 4 bodies.
Not mistaken, this is precisely how Vikings nap together, isn't it? In order to conserve body heat.
Wow, so he just made a homosexual joke on air.
I don't think it's gonna be so easy when you try to cut through this Viking ring mail.
How about we just fight right now?
Chainmail is designed to stop slashing weapons.
Feeling confident, the Viking team challenges Team Samurai to another test. Katana sword versus Viking chainmail.
See, you guys spent so much time talking about the legendary power of the samurai katana, and it was just stopped in its tracks by the Viking chainmail.
Look at this.
Oh man, don't tell me.
Besides a few nicked chainmail rings, there's absolutely no damage here. It took a full strike from your most formidable weapon, and he's walking away from it.
Hey, so you spent your whole life folding this beautiful katana, and it got beat by a chain link? Wow! Embarrassing.
Each team is confident, and each comes equipped with a lethal arsenal. The samurai wields the katana, Naginata, Yumi, and Kanabo. The Viking carries the great axe, long sword, spear, and battle shield. Viking's main chopping weapon, the great axe.
Wow, the great axe, huh? 5 feet, it's a short-range weapon with a wood handle and a steel head. Really basic, really. You know, that's what you chop wood at the back of the crib. Nothing too intense.
Perfect for cutting wood.
Thank you.
Or dicing humans.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
These are gonna be samurai killers right here.
What it's designed to do is let gravity take it in an overhand chop on the shoulder, collarbone, or right on the crown of the skull.
How far out are you going to be when you strike?
The Vikings were the largest people on Earth. If a Viking came down with a strike like this...
The Vikings were the largest people on Earth. How big were they? 5'11". How much do they weigh? 183 pounds, generally speaking. That's average. Now, before people jump in the comments and they go, well, a lot of this is not accurate. I've heard that a lot of the old stories that we hear about the Vikings isn't actually accurate. I'm actually not too sure if any of this is accurate, so drop a comment down below. Is what they're saying about Vikings accurate? And what about the samurais?
To measure the striking force of the weapon, Jeff attaches an accelerometer.
Okay, let's test this thing out. Give it a rotation for me.
Okay.
Fake swing. Looks good, man.
Good?
We got it. You ready, Casey?
Yes, sir. Go! 4-inch piece of wood there. Let's see what a samurai sword does against that, huh?
Anything impressed? Samurai's like, I could have did that with my hand. You know, it was a piece of wood.
According to these numbers, it's 11,000 newtons, which is about 2,000 pounds.
That'll probably sever an arm.
Or a leg, maybe.
It's like taking a jackhammer to somebody's head.
Nice.
That's what we find out on a ballistics gel torso.
Cool, much more fun.
Fucking sadistic bastards. Hey, could have fucking killed them with that one. Hey, could have took someone's arm off, maybe a leg. They're like laughing about death. All right, let's give it a try.
Victim made from gel
On a bot.
that matches the resistance of human flesh.
Oh my God.
That was so whack.
Be careful of that blade on behind you.
Sir.
This is obviously extremely devastating. You've literally chopped this body down to size.
Nice.
In my 10 years of emergency medicine experience, this type of injury happens when, like, a train runs over somebody.
What do you think, guys? I don't think he's gonna make it. This dummy's a little bigger than your average samurai, so I mean...
Yeah, he's a lot slower, too. These samurais are known for speed.
Bring it
Different story,
on,
my
no
friend.
problem.
He's like, how do you like that? We know you Asians are very small. He said that. That was his words. 2009 reality television. I love it. Look at this. Right on the clavicle.
Yeah, the slow motion really captures your complete lack of technique very nicely. Surely you would kill your usual victims, women, unarmed children, a baby, but you have to understand the helmet not only covers the head, but the neck. It's no damage.
Even if the Viking hits you with your little armor on, he's gonna break the shoulder. He's gonna break your neck, even if you have the helmet on.
We're gonna find out. Let's see.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, looks like there's some chip damage there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's definitely a dent.
So exactly as I predicted, as soon as the axe came down, it found an angle, deflected off.
All right, watch yourselves.
I don't see anything substantial on the torso or the skull itself, but we'll need to look at the high-speed photos to see how much energy was transferred to the spine.
There's definitely some transfer there, but from the angle of that blade, it starts to turn as soon as it makes contact with that helmet.
Yeah, some whiplash, some minor head trauma, maybe a minor concussion, but all in all, I think the helmet did its job.
This fight's coming down to whose armor is going to last longer.
The Viking chainmail, I have to admit, was impressive.
Both warriors have battle-tested armor. So what's beneath the armor may decide the battle when they face each other.
The Japanese culture believed that when it came to samurai, there wasn't a moment to lose in his training. The earlier that the samurai boy...
You ain't gonna tell me this motherfucker ain't straight up Hispanic. You couldn't find a Japanese actor? That's Pedro, man. That's Pedro. Yo, Pedro, you got that SAG insurance?
The Vikings had strong, powerful gods, which gave them their sense of power. The Viking idea of heaven was war.
You're expected to be brave, to be fearless, to be an unstoppable force of nature that your enemies flee in terror from. The same thing's gonna happen to the samurai is what happened to everybody else who tried to stand up against the Vikings.
All right, but who beat the Vikings? If these guys are such badasses, because I'm not hearing about them dominating very much these days.
Vikings would have been the equivalent of today's Army Reserve. Plumbers who fight one weekend a month.
Dirty.
Our experts can't agree which weapon is superior.
Katana versus great axe, katana all the way. Pop, 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 in less than a half a second.
I have to give the edge to the great axe. When a great axe hits you, whether you're wearing chainmail or even plate like the samurai is, you're gonna feel that hit, and it's gonna be a big hit.
Max takes the numbers and inputs the results into the simulation program. It's a close call, but the Viking great axe gets the edge in short-range weapons.
All right, round of applause for the Viking axe. We got to give them credit. They won short range, but we still have a few different actual categories to go through.
Samurai's style of fighting is built on skill and precision, and nothing sliced as finely as the Naginata.
What a name!
Of carving power tipped by a razor-sharp blade.
Let me tell you something. The Japanese samurai loved blades. The Naginata. Mid-range, 7 feet, 4 pounds, steel blade with wood shaft.
This fine blade was first used by the monks in the monasteries because there used to be a lot of reading in the temples.
In the hands of an expert, the Naginata delivers death at a distance.
They have the big motions, the hand changing motions here, the blocks, and I can use it as an attack, block. So it's definitely a big sweeping motion. It keeps a lot of people at bay.
Okay.
You can see how long it is, so it doesn't matter how tall a Viking is, it cuts him down.
I'll repeat again, they're only 5'11".
3, 2, 1, go!
Yo, he took his head off. He took his skull off.
So as he's falling down dead, you're continuing stabbing him and another slash across the face.
That part of his head just doesn't exist anymore.
That's insane. And that's after this kill
Oh,
strike. He's
no.
falling on the ground, slash to the face, poke to the heart. It's the fastest weapon we've seen to date.
This is shearing bone the entire time.
You can't see it because the blade is so sharp and so fine, but if you feel that the rib cage is broken, he's internally bleeding right now.
This is the cleanest cut we've ever seen.
And the fastest. Here it comes. That's ominous.
There goes Casey's skull. Right about now.
Zip.
Zip. Right off.
Oh, right through your jawbone. Forget about it. The bone was flipping in the air. Do you guys see that?
Shockwave.
It went through the jaw.
Yeah, it looked like it got into his throat a bit.
That's the fastest weapon we've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like we're gonna get the third one as well.
What?
Here it comes.
Yo, right through your whole situation at the
Right
chest.
through the heart.
That's a lot of blunt force for a blade, which is pretty sharp.
Well, that's the thing. We're getting the depth of the cut and the blunt force behind it. It's a wicked weapon.
But Vikings had a wicked weapon of their own, the longsword. 3 feet of double-edged steel.
The long sword is no joke either. At 36 inches and 3 pounds, it's a straight beast of a weapon.
Well, the longsword was a double-edged weapon, so you could cut with both sides. You could run through an opponent very easily with this at close quarters.
What do you think it's gonna do to the ballistic gel torso?
Take that head right off.
I want to see that. Okay, Casey. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right away, I gotta say, not as impressed, right? He went for that big chop at the skull. I didn't see anything come off. We'll check in a second. And then he went for a straight sort of diving attack. And fucking blade bent. Not a good look.
Oh my, Casey.
What did you do to this guy?
All right, I spoke too soon.
Little damage.
I think the only thing that stopped you from getting through the neck is that metal rod right
Absolutely.
there.
And even that's chipped off. Oh my God.
This is the first slice.
The first slice.
Yes, right.
Wow.
Base of the skull.
Into the brain cavity. It's completely shattered.
You figure this is a clean cut as the Naginata?
It went through a lot more than what we saw with the Naginata.
Exactly.
Too.
Sorry, guys.
What the f is going on? The head fell off.
Max, look what you've done.
Well, claim your prize and let's go look at the footage. It's through the back of his head. It just seems to spring back out. We're watching bits of brain flop out of the side of his head.
If face tearing was an Olympic sport, you guys probably be bringing home the gold.
Very Viking-like.
Longsword versus Naginata, longsword wins in my opinion.
Got a lot more devastating results.
Viking longsword gets the edge in mid-range weapons.
So far, we have the Vikings ahead with 2 weapons, both short range and mid range. Samurai's got to pick it up.
The samurai always brought into battle his cunning intellect, his keen insight. They would use strategy and look for points of weakness to take down his adversary.
The CGI in 2009 was so rudimentary. It's just amazing how quick things have evolved in technology. It's nuts.
Vikings attacked with a barbaric zeal that made their foes tremble.
Why were the Vikings able to defeat so many different people across all of the Western world?
Vikings were armed to the teeth and wielded their weapons savagely. The spear. This simple yet deadly weapon was the Vikings' calling card.
So the Viking spear, very simple, right? I got this sharp stick I'm gonna throw at you, but let's see how effective it is.
Warriors carried up to 4 of these versatile weapons into battle. The sharp end was used for stabbing and thrusting. The shaft could both block and deliver blows.
Understood, so you can actually use it as a defensive tool as well, not simply for throwing.
Spears at once. In our Los Angeles-based Fight Club, Team Viking and our experts are preparing to test the effectiveness of the Viking spear.
The whole purpose of the Viking spear was to take advantage of his superior strength and height.
What kind of range are we talking here?
5'11".
60 feet.
Okay, so the Vikings fought a lot of shielded warriors. What if this missed its target and hit the shield of the opponent?
He either has to pull that spear out or discard the shield. He can't fight with it.
And what about samurai armor?
It's going to penetrate.
Put it to the test and watch what it can do.
Okay.
Moment of truth, no pressure.
So 30 miles per hour on that one? Nice. 31. 21. Nice. 34 miles per hour.
From 25 feet? Okay.
This one seems to have gone the deepest.
Yeah.
Actually, it's right through this target. So we're looking at about 8 inches of penetration there.
That is textbook armor penetration.
8 inches of penetration. You hear that, guys? It's a lot of penetration.
That's what she said.
Is this equivalent to armor, though?
Look how thick that wood is.
8 inches of wood, less than an inch of armor. We're talking the same degree of penetration.
A lot of penetration, for sure.
What I want to know is, can you get that kind of force if you're throwing 2 at once?
Absolutely.
All right.
Here we go, see what 2 can do.
See if he slows down any.
Now he's just flexing on everybody. Oh, swag. Swag.
Who said it couldn't be done?
Easy. 22 miles an hour again.
God, I like that.
Yeah, bro bump.
See, 2 spears, 2 hits.
2 spears, 2 hits, 2 kills.
Yeah, this one went about 3 or 4 inches through.
Yes, we can count. He's like 2 spears, 2 targets. That's 2.
So if that Viking spear did that much damage to a target log, what is it going to do to a samurai's body?
But the samurai team is not intimidated. Long before the katana became the soul of the samurai, the Japanese warrior perfected the lethal sting of the yumi. Taller
Yes!
than the archer who aimed it, its 7-foot length gave it great firing power. The samurai were master archers, and in battle, targeted their enemy's eye for a fatal strike.
We're gonna back things up, and we'll see if we can inflict more precise, more laser-guided, lethal action.
I've seen a lot of guys come in here with a lot of bows, and they all claim pinpoint accuracy. But if you can actually deliver the goods, I'll be impressed.
Hey, no one's trying to impress you. How about this? You stay behind your little computer and you do your job. Take it easy.
Here, we'll be calling our shots. Viking on the right, rib cage. Viking on the left, right shoulder, sword arm. Left pectoral.
Not bad.
Right Viking, shield arm. Arrow to the throat.
Bro, come on. Round of applause. Round of applause for the accuracy calling your shot like that from 45 feet away. At least for me, that's impressive. I couldn't do it.
In the throat.
Actually got it. Guys, what I'm seeing with those shots is chainmail, helmet. I've seen what the Katana did against the chainmail. I was not impressed. I want to see you get in there.
I'm just really annoyed with this individual. The gall on him to get so vocal about it. See, the other guy who looks like Dane Cook is obviously on the side of the samurai, and I understand that, but he's playing a little bit more in the middle. He's giving the Vikings their credit. My issue with this other gentleman is that he's not giving any credit to the samurai.
How about an arrow straight to the eye of the Viking?
I'd like to see it.
Do it.
Even he's turning on the samurai, for God's sakes. Of course I have to team up with them now. I have to back the samurai because the whole show's against them.
To give Team Samurai a smaller target, Jeff sets up a gel head.
Don't miss his eye. It's riding on this eye.
Let's rock.
Everything's riding on this eyeball.
Nice.
Respect. Gone. The ojos are gone. No more eyes, boy.
Game over, Viking.
Now what? What are you going to say now?
This is very impressive.
Well, I'm pretty sure he has more eyes, right? Because Vikings actually have 4 eyes.
No credit. They can't give this guy any credit.
Our team removes the Viking helmet so Dr. Dorian can assess the damage underneath.
We're seeing unbelievable accuracy, and unfortunately, you're feeling this.
What?
Because this is going to go in, you're going to feel the pain until you hemorrhage to the point where you're no more.
That's the most up way to die possible. How long does that take?
It's pretty quick, but you'll probably remember the arrow going through your eye. The world's toughest man would not be able to take an arrow in his head. This is eyeball kebab at its best.
Now, I realize for the Viking, the brain isn't a vital organ, but
Got him.
he can't fight without his eyes.
Absolutely. This is game over. Let's go look at the high speed. Oh, it actually hit the bridge of the nose.
Look at the way it's shaking. Wouldn't that be moving the tip, and wouldn't it be tearing further into the brain?
I think that would be causing further pain.
Excruciatingly painful. Here comes the second. It's just ripping and tearing and digging its way further into the brain.
Yumi versus double spear. Our experts are divided.
Between the double spear and the Yumi, it's double spear hands down.
I have to disagree with that completely. The last skill demonstration with the Yumi, it blew me away.
We saw it went through the palm target.
No, we saw the strong arm went through the palm target.
One's the
other
target
thing, okay,
spear, the other one's the distractor.
It doesn't matter. And I'm running up to you like this in order to go, whoa. What do you see?
Like
You
I
see
said,
all of
or
this.
nothing. I'm giving a slight edge to the Viking.
In a battle that's being decided by skills of the fighters, I think I have to give the edge to the samurai.
The Samurai Yumi takes the edge in the long-range weapons.
Wow. So in a strange twist that we did not anticipate, the guy that I've been getting after actually switched and gave the samurai their rightful respect when it comes to the Yumi. So credit to them for being as objective as they possibly can be. I also think it's funny that it seems like his opinion overrides the Dane Cook lookalike's opinion. So that's also interesting because it was a disagreement, but for whatever reason they gave it to the samurai. Either way, 2-1, Vikings are still in the lead.
Samurai will clash with Viking in a virtual combat zone. As warriors, Vikings and samurai were like fire and ice. The samurai were known for their cool intellect and cunning combat tactics. The Vikings were infamous for their barbaric ferocity. Most Vikings wore chainmail and brandished the indispensable battle shield. Made out of wood and iron, the battle shield repelled oncoming attacks and allowed Norsemen to charge in for closer kills.
Okay. Now, if you're unaware of what's about to happen, we're gonna figure out who has the best weaponry, and then we're gonna put all of this information to a computer program and digitally battle off the samurai and the Viking to see who was a superior warrior. So it's coming up soon.
Every successful army used shields because they worked. The shield is the best item you can carry for defense.
Okay, go get him.
Hey, don't touch me. Hey, don't touch me, but leave a like for this video. Oh man, the segues are just they've always been good. That was just a really good one.
The shield was designed to deflect any incoming strike and allow me to follow it up with those powerful overhand strikes. It became high block, strike. Low block, strike.
And is this a purely defensive weapon?
Offensive weapon as well. I can strike with the shield, I can backhand, or I can crouch down and put my full force behind this spiked iron boss. to drive him back.
Looks like a combination between a garbage pail and a hubcap.
Jeff sets up a high-pressure sensing system to gauge the punching power of Matt's shield attack.
How's that?
Got a reading.
Nice. Okay, man? Okay. On your mark. Go!
Hubcap attack. Hubcaps. Garbage pails.
Nice. Okay, we got 127 PSI on that last one. We can pop an eyeball with 12 PSI. 150 PSI, we're cutting right through the skin to the bone. And with the mass of your body behind it, possibly breaking ribs, if we lacerate a lung, you've definitely disrupted the samurai's game plan.
Look at the samurais in the background just chilling. Hey, you're in the shot, man. This is my moment. This is the Vikings moment. You got him in the back stealing some camera time. Let's go.
So, what kind of damage can I put in? Am I going to get to internal bleeding?
It's possible. If a rib breaks over the lungs and punctures the lungs, that's definitely going to incapacitate the samurai. Is it a killing blow? I don't think so.
That's an owl kind of blow.
We believe that the shield is a manifestation of weakness. This is the kanebo.
The kanabo could break swords, crush armor, and shatter bone.
Okay, so it's a big stick with some pegs on it? I don't know about that.
What do you think it's going to do to that bone?
Just break it right in half, pulverize everything.
So, on my mark, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, the femur's gone. The femur's gone. It's a wrap.
Oh, dude.
You believe it now?
I don't want to make a soup out of that, but yeah, I'm a believer. If this happened to a human being, you know, the leg would be gone, it'd be smashed. I think that's a bit of an understatement.
I imagine if there was 3 or 4 femurs, you would have the same result.
This was actually going a little bit slower than the great axe, but it's double the mass, which gives it twice the momentum. And that's really what we're seeing here, is the momentum transfer into that bone.
You know, cavemen killed animals with big clubs, too. I mean, it's not that impressive.
Aren't Vikings cavemen?
No.
That's what I thought.
Different, my friend.
I think the speed and precision of your guys' earlier weapons was your only chance. Once you pick up a heavy weapon like this, you've stepped into our court. I say it won't even crack this shield.
Bring it on.
Wow, moment of truth.
Okay,
Let's see if we can get through the shield.
It's a Viking shield for you to smash with a kanabo. Got a 2,000-pound load cell in behind there.
It's like a big Tonka toy.
That's the biggest piece of wood your samurai has ever seen.
Even the host was like, we're going to leave that in the edit, I guess. Not the best comeback. That's going to get smashed, no doubt about it.
Doesn't look like as much, though. Look at that.
I think once again the Thunder God is laughing at you, my friend. The best you could do is chip the edge.
Chip the edge?
Shield.
The whole shield's busted off.
This is still a fully functional shield. This shield will go through 10 more battles.
Well, based on these numbers, we got 475 pounds coming down on that shield. Is it a killing blow? No. But certainly with numbers like this, I'm seeing at least one bone broken in the arm.
Samurai Kanabo gets the edge in special weapons.
Wow. So, fair enough. The samurai ties things up, and things are getting really hot and heavy now.
Viking and samurai teams are each convinced their warrior will win, but our experts are conflicted.
Before the experts start to confuse the viewers of this video, leave a comment down below and let me know, who do you think is going to win this battle, the samurai or the Viking? Drop it now before these two warriors go to war.
Our experts have completed their series of tests. Now, we'll find out once and for all who is the deadliest warrior, Viking or samurai. At long range, we tested the samurai Yumi bow against the Viking spear.
Because the Yumi bow can hit from a much further distance, hit with precision accuracy, and deliver devastating damage, I have to give the advantage to the Yumi bow.
Edge samurai. At mid-range, we tested 2 razor-sharp weapons, the Viking longsword and the samurai Naginata.
1 hit, 1 kill. I'm giving it to the longsword.
Edge Viking. For close-range weapons, the Viking great axe took aim at the samurai katana.
The katana was good, but the axe was great. And as we saw, I can split a man in 2. I'm giving it to the great axe.
Edge Viking. Finally, our experts had 2 choices in special weapons. The samurai kanabo and the Viking shield.
I have to give the advantage to the Samurai Kanabo over the Viking shield.
Edge Samurai.
In a battle that's being decided by armor and the skills of the fighters, I think I have to give the edge to the Samurai.
In the beginning, I was all Samurai. But after these last few days of testing, I'm sitting at dead even to Viking versus Samurai.
It's a battle of opposites. Speed versus strength. Brains versus brawn. Computer will take all the test results and decide who is the deadliest warrior.
Moment of truth. Let's go ahead. Let's run it.
Lock and load.
All right, we're about to start this thing off. Now, I'm just going to say that we have to base this assessment on what the show has given us. I'm not too sure how accurate this Viking representation has been. I've heard so many different things about what the Vikings actually did and who they really were as a people. So is this accurate or not? I don't know, but this is what the show is telling us. Who am I going for? Man, if it's one-on-one, it's hard to go against a Viking. Based on size advantage, comparable weapons, you'd have to go for the bigger, more brutal warrior. But only time will tell. Let's go. Oh, he hits him right in the pectoral. He takes it out like it's nothing. Ooh, missed it with that one. Close, though. Oh, that's such a reckless approach. You didn't see that coming when the big guy was running at you with 2 spears? All right, this is where it's going to get very interesting. Oh, that chainmail really helped him there. Right in the back. Hell yeah, straight through that shield. Moment of truth. You better get up, Samurai. Samurai's gonna do a defensive play. I feel it. Samurai is more skilled with sword work, so that's seeming to be a great equalizer. His ability to use that sword technically. Oh, that's the back of the knees. Oh, he's gonna behead him. I can feel it. Oh, man. Wow, the samurai pulls it out. Wow. He's limping, but he's still swagging off, baby. He's swagging off, baby. The samurai takes it. Let's go. Now, again, my original bet was going to go for the samurai. Look at me playing 2 sides of the card, but that's the truth. I really did believe the samurai probably would have won it based on the true identity of who the Vikings were. This was obviously kind of a cartoonized version of them, and I felt like just size and brute force probably would have gotten it done against a guy who's 5'3", 120 pounds soaking wet, but the samurai got the nod. Interesting.
Better armor, better weaponry, better technique.
But it was close.
Comparable weaponry, but
1,000 battles, the samurai won 522. The Vikings weren't far behind with 400.
Very close. Very close.
There were certain tools and weapons that really impressed me with the Vikings. I kind of expected the samurai to win.
Superior skills, superior weaponry, the best man wins.
Perhaps we relied a little bit too much on brute force.
The only person that could possibly stand up to a samurai would be another samurai.
Take it easy.
So, Viking, there is no shame in losing against history's greatest warrior.
I could already see the comments. You guys are upset. It's not accurate. Let me know what you guys think about these results down below. Very interesting. It's been over 2 years since I did one of these episodes, and I had to bring it back. Strangle Gang, check out the pinned comment down below. That'll give you access to my Discord where we chill, talk. It's completely free, and I'll also give you access to my mailing list, which I put out a newsletter every single week that a lot of people seem to be getting benefit from. As always, stay strong, and I'll see you on the next one.